Sometimes you think that you can map your life out to the nth degree, put everything where it should be, always know what you're going to be doing in the near future and even in the distant future. But then life decides it's got another answer and another position for you to drop into. And that's what happens. It's called life, it's called unpredictable, and a person needs to adapt to all new situations. And that is why I will not be returning to sprinklers. Yes, I miss being a sprinkler engineer. I miss all the banter that I used to have with other engineers. But something has now occurred that is going to make it practically impossible for me to return to my chosen and previous profession as a test and inspection engineer. And that is, life has decided I'm going down a new route, and that new route is to become a carer to my elderly mother who has a brain tumour. And so, just recently, over the last few years, and while I was still working as an engineer, I was under the impression that at some stage I would not be able to continue in full-time employment as an engineer, and that I would have to be more hands-on and be more helpful to my mother. And that is the role in which I am now in. I am one of the millions of people that care for their parents in their declining years. And I can tell you right now, I'm out of bed early morning and I'm doing all the necessary duties that a carer would do, and I am working far more hours than the required amount. I'm actually working harder now than I probably did as a sprinkler engineer, because when I was an engineer I could map my day out. I could get up early, beat the traffic if I had a 3-hour drive, and then I could get home. But now things happen with the fact that you've got to, at a moment's notice, bring someone in for an MRI scan and other things. Things happen so quickly that you don't really have time to think or map things out, because with the National Health Service they will ring you and say they've had a cancellation and can you bring your mother in? I said, when? And they will say, today. And so you have to be able to adapt, because if you don't and you miss an important test like that, it can put you back. But am I complaining? No. In fact, I think I'm becoming rather good at this caring. I didn't actually think I'd be very good at it. When I looked at other people, I thought, oh, they're naturals. But I've decided now that it's absolutely pointless me ever getting my CV together and sending it out to sprinkler companies, because I can fund myself now on my savings, and eventually maybe I will put in for a carer's allowance. I know it's only a paltry amount, but I can certainly survive off my savings for the next 5 years. And then I've got my pensions, and then I've got other things. So I just think it's pointless me ever really going back to being an engineer, even though I did enjoy it. And that, people, is what life does to you. It throws you a curveball. Now, sometimes, if you're not astute and aware, you allow that curveball to knock you out. But of what help would you be if you couldn't stand up and be accounted for when your parents need you most in their declining years? And that's what I wanted to tell you, people, that you need to adapt, and acceptance and contentment, and forget about having a lavish material lifestyle. If you've got it, fair enough. but don't go striving after it if life has decided that you're better served somewhere else, like in the caring profession. See ya.